Is the door locked? Is the stove off? Did I shut off the water? Did I turn off those lights? Did I send that inappropriate email? Maybe I forgot something. How about I check one more time just in case? Checking OCD, or rather these compulsions, are tough because what's the harm in checking just one more time? I mean, it doesn't take very long and you ensure that you kept everyone and yourself safe.
Well, at least that's what your brain wants you to think.
Hi, this is Nathan Peterson, a licensed clinician and OCD specialist. We are going to be going through what checking OCD looks like and what we're going to do about it. Ultimately, individuals who have this type of OCD will often think that somehow they will cause harm or something bad to happen to either themselves or others because they didn't check well enough, whether this is intentionally or not. Individuals often think if they do not go back, this will be on their brain all day long. This checking can fit in many areas of somebody's life. They can be driving a car and go back and check to make sure they didn't hit somebody instead of that bump they went over. They go back multiple times just to make sure. They may be checking the news to see if there's any report of anyone getting hit. Someone may check their browser history to make sure they didn't send something inappropriate to somebody. They could check their body symptoms to see if there's any health concerns. Check for moles, lumps, their heart, really anything that indicates there's a problem. They could check for any mistake they've made in their life, replaying moments in their mind over and over and over again, checking, is this really how it went down? Did it happen this way? Here is why we know this repetitive behavior is OCD. Because oftentimes an individual will get stuck checking time and time and time again. Somebody can touch their burner and verify that it is off. And just as they turn their back, the brain says,
"But are you sure?"
It's this need for certainty and relief of this anxiety and urge. Because who wants to risk a fire? Risk their health, risk hurting somebody. Individuals often think that they could not live with themselves if this ever happened and it was their fault. You've got to know that these individuals care. And this is why their OCD is attached to this so much. They care so greatly and is one of their big values in life. It is worth it for them to spend minutes, hours, days checking and rechecking to make sure you are safe or that something bad does not happen. So what are we going to do about all this checking? I'll teach you exactly what to do after I share about the sponsor NoCD. The NoCD app can help you on your journey. They offer affordable real therapy right on your device. For those looking for effective treatment, head over to www.treatmyocd.com. So this is what works for this type of OCD. We are going to be using exposure and response prevention. That means that you are exposing yourself to the uncertainty of whatever it is you feel like you want to go check. When you are sitting in bed and your brain tells you to
Stand up and go check that door one more time.
we are choosing not to. You have a choice. We're not just going to sit there and twiddle our thumbs and panic and wait for this to go away. Instead, we're going to respond completely different to it. Some responses are, the door may or may not be unlocked. Sure. I guess the door will stay unlocked tonight. Awesome. Would it be wonderful if someone broke in tonight? I'm willing to risk that the door is unlocked. The only way I'll know for sure is when I wake up tomorrow and I open the door. I'm using statements as if I just do not care. I am tolerating some uncertainty. Also, I'm willing to risk whatever it is. And people always say, yeah, but if this time were the time something actually really happened, that would be so horrible. But that is the risk. You gotta risk sometimes that you actually did not lock the door. And even if for some reason it was unlocked, majority of the time we end up being okay anyway. The difference between normal checking and obsessional checking is that urge and anxiety to do so. The urge is so absolutely strong mixed with this anxiety, and we might have to risk it because you have all those feelings. And a lot of people think they are different. Okay, I can risk the door, but I can't risk that the stove stays on.
That is just silly. No one would do that.
Wrong, wrong, wrong. I can't risk that I actually hit somebody with my car. I can't risk that I hurt somebody's feelings. I can't risk that I did something inappropriately. Don't get caught up into thinking that your obsession is different than somebody else's and more valuable. OCD is OCD. What ends up happening is that somebody's willing to risk these things they want to check so much and they respond differently to them over and over and over again that their brain finally says,
Okay.
you actually are all right. I told you you were in danger, nothing ended up happening. And guess what? If something happens, we will solve it. That's what anxiety is for. You don't have to convince yourself that everything's okay. You'll learn it through experience. And you know what? We do make mistakes from time to time, but we need to learn to handle those mistakes. This past year, I left the gas burner on all night long after cooking dinner. I woke up in the morning and I saw a flame just a rumbling. And guess what I did? Problem solved. fix, no big catastrophe. Not saying there couldn't be one, but sometimes things happen and we solve the problem. And someone could say, yeah, but what if there was a fire and you blah, 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 blah. Yeah, there could have been. And guess what? I would have solved the problem. We can spend hours preventing problems that may never actually happen. Checking can fit in so many different categories. Relationships, harm, body symptoms, whatever it is you are checking, see if you can create a goal for yourself to not check as often. Respond differently to it. And did you know that the way we react tends to be according to our mood? And having OCD, individuals tend to have mood swings. To help you more with this checking and understand the moods associated, go watch the video I'm gonna put here for OCD mood swings. You're gonna need to know about them. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.